Things obviously there's always ideas that you can get.
It's a conversation,
yeah.
And that's it. It's to feed the next part of the conversation rather than be the end result.
Mm-hmm. And you've got here NHS.
Oh, the NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde board review, where the executive board stood around and congratulated themselves on their successes.
This is the thing you went to?
Yes, along with a number of elected representatives from the west of Scotland. And what we heard was the chairman highlighting and extolling the virtues of the work that they're carrying out. But millions of pounds being spent on buildings whilst people in the 21st century, whilst women are still dying in childbirth, whilst we've got a 50% increase in the people dying of cancer before they get treated year on year. Now again, this is, their rhetoric was one of patting themselves in the back, but what the actual figures highlighted was the ideology of austerity is not only being driven into the NHS but actually adopted by the NHS itself. Mm-hmm. And you're getting austere policies with whether it be the state of the buildings, the car parks, getting in and out of the buildings, or when you look at some of the statistics for healthcare acquired infections and things like that. So what we really need is some sort of funding mechanism to ethically fund the NHS. One of the things that came out of the Commonweal was the fact that we should be taxing people on the land that they've got held in investment, and that is land that whilst they sleep is making money. So whilst they're making money, there is no gains tax on that money, so that land should be taxed, and that the tax for these vast estates could quite easily support some of these improvements that are needed in the NHS. For instance, improving the 50% increase in deaths before treatment. Mm-hmm. That's something that shouldn't be very difficult at all to actually achieve, providing there is not only the commitment, which we know that the NHS have, but the funding. The funding is a really important thing. Whilst we have this sort of mismanagement of it's actually NHS Scotland, but it's funded by a budget set by the Westminster Parliament. So we need some sort of autonomous mechanism to fund these things. Now, part of that is obviously looking at things like land tax. Part of it should obviously be looking at ethical enterprise, and that how are the services purchased for the NHS.
Who are they speaking to these things? You know, a board review, National Health Service?
10% ordinary people, 20% employees, and the rest are elected members. So it's a way for them to feed back to the process. For instance, the whole meeting was chaired by the Health Secretary, Shona Robison. So again, there's an executive board, and the chairman was dictating the meeting, but it was hosted directly by the Health Secretary. And again, the members of the audience included not only local authority elected members, but parliamentary ministers within the panel and out.
So what do they do? Do they just go and write a review?
Well, again, it's about patting themselves in the back for what they think they've done right, rather than actually saying, well, here's some of the problems that we've got and this is how we see possible solutions. There's none of that. Which is a lot of these events, that's actually... Yeah, but I mean, the whole point of a review is not just to say this is what we've done right. The whole point of a review is
see what we've done wrong,
exactly,
what we could improve, etc.
Exactly, and try and come up with corrective actions. Whether it be if it's just purely down to funding, or is it down to human resources? Do they not have enough people? Now, some of that, it's kind of interlinked, because if they don't have the money, they can't pay the right type of people, but it has to start somewhere where they start looking at the reasons for failure rather than just documenting their success.
Anyway, we could put some info about that on the website. Maybe we need to have some kind of connection lines here.
Well, again, the whole board review.
If people want to look at it further, they could.
Yep.
They could sort of, because we could just sit here and rabbit on for.
Well, the audio is available for the whole review
right, so
on the NHS website.